Jesus would often correct the Pharisees in a way to put them in their place. You should know these certain things. Who has warned you to flee from the wrath to come? John the Baptist said to the Pharisees. There are certain things that we should know, that leaders should know with times like this. J.C. Ryle, he said, unless a man is born again, he's going to wish one day he was never born at all. We often hear people say, we are all children of God. And we know that John 1:12 absolutely squashes that. For as many as received him, he's given them the right or the power or the authority to become a child of God. We're not all children of God. In fact, I think it's in John chapter 8, where it says, you are of your father, the devil. Is that right around verse 44-ish? That's a good clue that we're not all children of God. We must be born again, which literally means born from above. We must be born from above. And I do love the way Jesus interacted with people. He rarely would answer a question in a very straightforward manner, because oftentimes when questions were asked, there was hidden meaning attached to it. And having ears to hear, they could not hear. Having eyes to see, they could not see. So he would often speak in a parabolic form so that people would not understand and get on board. And we would see the apostles when they were alone with Jesus, and he would clearly explain things to them. And the apostles would say, well, now you're speaking plainly, to us. And he says, well, to you it has been granted to know the mysteries of the kingdom, to know what is happening from above. Jesus would rarely answer a question in a very straightforward manner, because he knew the heart of man. He knew what was happening. And so undoubtedly, Nicodemus, coming to him by night, coming to him in a darkened state, bear in mind, he's not seeking after God, for there's none who seek after God, no, not one. But him in a state where he is asking questions, God is going to answer it in light of where it's going to be written for us to know, and to know who he is.
I've heard some people say, he's coming to Jesus and submitting to his teaching. That's possible, but it kind of, the challenge with that is the way he approaches Jesus. To your point, he's not coming seeking after God. It does appear, and I think it's important for us to recognize what just happened, because we should always read our Bible in context. What just happened? The cleansing of the temple. Yeah. And so what just happened was that Jesus put on display the backwardness. He challenges the political and religious authority of the Pharisees. He puts them on blast, as we say. Yeah. And so Nicodemus is approaching him in this light. And so he's trying to have a conversation about power. And Jesus is not having it. In Nicodemus's mind, he isn't worried about salvation. He's really just about political power. Jesus wants to have a conversation about his soul. And so this is why he shifts gears a little bit. This is why he focuses more on some Old Testament language that we can get into here.
This is a really good point. My son Nathaniel, we've been having a lot of really good talks lately, and he was meditating through Matthew chapter 26. And this is the part right where Jesus is about to be betrayed. It's the night before he's betrayed. And Jesus says that one of you will betray me. And then one by one, we see the apostles saying, Lord, is it I? Lord, is it I? Lord, is it I? Lord, is it I? But that's not what Judas asked. Judas asked it in a different way. We see in Matthew 26, verse 25, he says, then Judas, who was betraying him, answered and said, Rabbi, is it I? The apostles, in a place of an affectionate position and a relationship with Jesus, Lord, my master, is it I? To Judas saying, teacher, wow. Is it I? Language is important. And as we read the Word of God, we must allow the Word of God to go through us and take in the very simplest of writings that we are reading, and not be so quick to go through the Word.
This video is part of the Living Waters podcast. To watch full episodes and explore more content that equips you in your faith, visit livingwaters.tv. You can listen to the full episode titled on the screen for free on all major podcast platforms.